So pretty much, like, I've known Santiago for like years now, and I mean, I had my crushes here and there. What made me like come back into my shell was around like middle school year. I'm talking, if you know my audience, I'm talking about being homosexual. So pretty much, back in middle school, I mean, it's kind of my emotions. I'm pretty sure everyone's emotions were going like insane, haywire.
Oh yeah,
like peaking at like PMSing stages, like
right.
at every moment of the day. Well, I had a dream about a guy who was in the hotel room. He said, "Hey, come cuddle with me," and it freaked me out. I was like, "Yeah, sure," and then that's about it. It was a very innocent, but not that much innocent dream.
Yeah.
Went to school and talked about it, and it was spread around. And the person who I had dreamt with wasn't okay with it. And I was like, I'm not doing anything. It was just a dream.
Right.
Depression kind of went along the way at that point because I didn't understand what the hell else it's supposed to be. It doesn't help whenever people are like, "Ooh, he's weird. Why did he think about that? We shouldn't be having that." It doesn't help when we're in this era and culture and state where it doesn't accept it very much. So it was very devastating. Got to the point where the guy who was bullying me had my last straw with him. So you know what? I wrote a little poem on MySpace, and I was suspended for like the rest of the year.
What?
Yeah. I told you about my suspension. Remember?
I don't.
I was suspended for like 2 months because of what I've written on Facebook to him. It was like a poem about heart in the jar and burning it. So parents freaked out, took it to the principal's office and had me called in, of course evaluated. Next thing you know it, I'm going to the school administration for court to evaluate if I'm capable of attending the school.
That's silly.
Yeah, he ended up getting suspended anyways because people started coming out and like telling him telling
people that
he was like bullying him. Yeah, sure. It didn't make me feel any better because I was suspended for the rest of the year. I had to take a test in a little cubicle. That wasn't fun. I don't even know how I passed middle school or 8th grade at that point, but eventually I did. Went to high school. Now it's fantastic. And I got to start out a clean slate. There are some people, especially the trumpet players, who knew of my status during that point. I was devastated. I was like, I didn't get my signature in my last yearbook in my 8th grade. That was everything to me. Just having those friends say, "Have a wonderful summer. Here's my phone number. Call me if you want me to." Have you never had that before? Well, actually, people like sign it. It's like, "Here's my number. Call me."
Right. Well, I mean, I think I went through a similarly, like, not in the same way, obviously, but like just emotional like crisis in middle school and stuff. And so it was like a combination of like, yeah, I want as many friends as possible, but at the same time it's like I hate myself and I don't think anyone wants to be around me.
What? Oh wait, was that in high school?
Yeah, a little bit in high school too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like something.
Yeah, and so like that was, I don't know, it was what I went through at the time. I think everyone goes through like a weird emotional phase. Okay. I don't even really remember middle school that well.
I remember school very well.
Like
terrible.
Well, yeah, like I don't know that kid. Like I don't know who that is.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that. I just remember who I was.
Right. Well, even just like specific experiences. Seriously? Like I don't remember like certain classes or whatever. Like,
was it that traumatizing for you? I just didn't care.
I don't know if it was traumatizing. I just don't remember. Maybe it was that like anti-traumatizing that I just like didn't even.
Oh, okay. Well, one of these days I'll remember it. Maybe not. It's not even that relevant anymore.
No, it's not. But like what I did do is just like spend a lot of time in isolation.
That's not fun.
To where it sort of, it was like a quasi like narcissistic like schizophrenic sort of thing. To where it was like I hate myself but I'm awesome. I think that people don't want to be around me because they're afraid of how amazing
I am. Oh my god, that's wonderful.
Yeah. Like, it was this weird, like, backwards, like, oh, I'm just on a whole other intellectual level than anyone else. That's why people don't like being around me.
No.
And it's like, I don't know who that kid is.
I want to ask Jennifer how we got to the point where we started liking you. No, we liked you. We just didn't know what it was. And if you were to ask me how many years ago it was, sad. I can't do math.
Right. Well,
I swore it was. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Probably 8 years
ago. Okay, it was close. It was pretty close. I said 9. 8 years. Okay, 8 years ago. If you asked me 8 years ago why I liked you, I would probably tell you. Like, yeah. But now, there's not really much, really. You're just a cool person, honestly.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Maybe because of your, like, vice gripping hugs. I was into the whole hugging thing in 9th, 10th, 11th grade.
No, I'm a hugger. I like people, and I like hugging people. And that wasn't always the case. Like, whenever I was depressed and spending lots of time in isolation, like, I hated people. So, misanthrope is the word. Just someone who hates people. But, like, it shifted. Shifted about the time that, I mean, you had graduated by then, but, like, my sophomore year.
Oh my god, was that old? Good lord.
Well, yeah, you were a senior my freshman year.
Yeah. No. I was a junior freshman year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you were there for me to be drum major? Oh, because you were in Daniel's grade. That's right.
Yeah, I'm in Daniel's.
Yes. Okay. But yeah, because with being drum major, I was ineligible for like a week or something. I don't know if you remember that. I was ineligible for like a week, and I wasn't able to perform for PC Classic.
Okay. This was classic.
Right.
But still,
right.
That's pretty like...
Yeah, no, it was devastating. And what I did was, instead of like... I mean, obviously, in retrospect, the answer is clear, but like, I just like moped around and felt terrible about myself.
I would too.
Yeah, right. But like, what the like directors and stuff told me was like, no, like, you should be out there and like face your mistake and like just be a leader whenever people need you to be. That's nice. I was like, oh, right. Like, of course. And so I just like at about that point, I just like got over it.
That's fantastic.
Like I just stopped being shy and stopped being like introverted, and it was just like, look, it doesn't matter how like scared or whatever I feel. Like, that
makes sense.
Just go. Like,
I don't think I have that leadership type of attribute like you do. It's fantastic you're able to break out your shell. I think it was not until like college whenever I'm like, okay, trying to open myself up a little more. Right. And I only opened myself in high school to those who became close to me. Yeah. And that's usually the fun part. And I'm pretty sure you know that pretty well.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I like you because you're like honest, and you have like just enough of a disregard for social protocol that makes you like more interesting to be around.
I do still have that. Not filter. This is not there. Sometimes.
Which is good. Like,
so
people need to be honest with each other.
I guess so.
And so like the like bluntness that you exhibit like is refreshing.
I know. I'm somewhat, because of my work, it wasn't even then, it was still like in hiking school, I had to really put on some type of filter, also get me in some trouble, because I'm like dealing with actual people who are now judging me, so.
Right, and
so even then, I'm still talking to my classmates like, ooh, that makeup choice. gotta change something here. No, for real though. This woman had makeup like if she was 5 years old, trying to figure out mom's makeup. Like, here's my heavy blue eyeshadow with foundation that doesn't match anyone's skin, like Snow White, Fair White, and I'm like, woman, your skin is like blue and green. You need some type of like red in there. I don't know. I still don't have the heart to tell her that. Actually, I just told other people, I'm like, I wonder if I were to say if she would change it. She did! Oh my god! She was beautiful afterwards. It was insane. Not that makeup means beauty, it just means that she got better with makeup.
Right. But that's what I mean. That's why, like,
that's true.
That's an interesting trait of yours, that, like, you're more willing to say things that everyone else thinks, obviously, but you just say it. Oh, and that's fun.
It's so, you're so right. It's terrible. Oh no! What? I wish. I don't know. You're just a very charismatic person. So that's why everyone likes you. And nice change in hairstyle.
I mean, I try my best, but also, like, I think too much.
You think too much?
in the sense that, like, the things that I do or the things that I say, I think ahead and like as I go into it. So whenever people perceive me as a nice person, it's because I think about it so much and that I have to try to be a nice person.
That's so stressful.
I mean, like, over time, it just becomes like the thing that you do.
Gotcha.
And so, like, I do develop, like, principles where, like, or just guidelines that help me in that. And so, like, I have my, like, philosophy, which is my 3 things that you heard just now.
Yeah.
And that sort of shapes my life in a really broad way, but, like, even with just, like, social interactions, I kind of say this a lot. I try not to say something about anyone that I wouldn't say to their face.
Gotcha.
I
don't know if I can say the same thing.
Right.
I will tell someone, maybe.
Right. And even if I say something that might be, like, a little harsh or a little rude or something to, like, someone else, then I have to, like, inspect myself and be like, okay, I have to be willing to say that to their face now.
It's true. Oh, I forgot one little thing. It's kind of like, oh gosh, it's like when I say something and they stop talking to me. I was like, I wonder if I said something, and I started going on this like tangent of, oh, is it what I said? No, is it something else I did? Oh, like, oh crap, should I just ask them? The one biggest thing I want to tell the audience about this is be blunt, and if something wrong with another person, just ask them honestly.
Right.
It could even be nothing wrong. Honestly. That's like one of the biggest things. The relationships is the most detrimental thing ever.
Right.
Don't be stonewalling people. Don't incite like one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. I'm talking about emotions here or relationships.
Right.
Lord.
Well, I mean, every relationship like hinges on communication, and that's not just like romantic relationships, but just friendships and like coworkers and stuff like that. Like, you just have to talk to people, and if you're just not willing to talk to people, then you're also willing to just not solve any problems.
It's true. Kind of like my coworker. She was we have different personalities. I was at that point kind of reserved, and she was very aggressively loving. I'm like, oh David, oh buddy, oh pal, you're my company, you're sweet, lovey, whatever person. I'm just like, oh, that's too much to say hello.
Right.
Hey David, how's it going? That's okay. And at some point she started asking me, it was like her 3rd day of working. She's like, David, do you like me? Do you like me as your dental assistant? Do you like me, David, as your dental assistant? I'm just like, you are the assistant for the dental hygiene department. You're a lovely, hardworking person. And she's like, no, David, that's not my question. I'm like, God dang, lady, stop. And I made a mistake of saying, well, not really, but I tried to think of something that would not offend her, and then she got offended. And next thing you know, some type of like weird tension was going on. But thankful for her, aggressive personality. At the end of the day, she said, "Hey, dude, can I talk to you?"
Right.
I'm like, okay. And we hashed it out and said, I don't like I think she said animosity towards this, because I'll be working with you. Let's just get along. I'm like, fantastic. That's what I want to hear. Now, don't ask me that question again.
Right.
At some point in time, and when I feel comfortable, I'll say it to you. But literally, it's been 3 days, and I trained you, so don't be saying that to me.
Right.
I end up liking her a lot, and she's so wonderful.
Yeah, but like.
But what was it we were talking about?
Having like that level of honesty.
Having the level of honesty, confronting.
Because like if
Lord.
I don't know, if someone's like, oh well, do you like me as a person? And it's like, well, like, you know, I don't want to lie to you and say that like I feel like
I should have just felt uncomfortable.
I just feel a little uncomfortable with how just like. You're a little too much for me at the level that I know you as a person right now.
Oh, that's so brilliant. If only I had that.
Well,
those train of words that came out of my mouth. Oh, that was so bad.
But I mean, there's a level of discourse that you have to establish with people, and so like you can't. It's kind of. To meta podcast here, the way that I conduct the interviews is in a way, because I don't always interview people that I know very well. Like, I've known you for years now, but like I don't always interview people that I know really well. And so like the way that I structure the questions is a way of establishing a ground of friendship in a way.
That's fantastic.
And so establishing some form of intimacy, because people are at least comfortable talking about themselves. And so like, oh, what do you do? What is your job? It's like, cool, I experience this thing every day. I can describe that to you. And then a little bit deeper with like, okay, well, why did you do that? And it's like, people know why they chose things. And so it's like, yeah, I like went to school for this and I've always enjoyed this. And then, you know, that opens it up a little bit more. And then going with spirituality, it's like, all right, now we're able to get into like the deep end of things. And so once you're willing to talk to someone about that, then you're kind of open about anything.
Exactly. I'm so happy that you're so open-ended with your questions. There are some people who need to learn from you. Where they're like, stop asking questions just yes. That can potentially be answered by yes and no. It's not going to get anywhere.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, that's not...
Yeah, it's true.
That's not the point of the question.
But I get it, kind of...
getting to know people.
Just getting to know someone. It's a good way to actually make friends, honestly.
Yes.
Then again, the way I make friends are very, very weird. It's because I just come out and just start talking to them.
Right.
And if you don't like me, I should be able to get a clue.
Right.
So, kind of...
But in general, like, go ahead.
So terrible. It's kind of like... came out of my op, which is the room I work in, and this woman's like, "Hey, David." And actually, she's the one who initiated. It's like, "Hey, what is your ethnicity?" It's like, "Oh, I'm Chinese and Vietnamese." Right? And we went from there to me doing squats in the hallway. It was so much fun. The explosion of how friendship kind of
exactly
expands is incredible. It went from just a normal question to a more intimate, personal, deeper question into just, okay, I can potentially hang with you and be okay spilling out certain things.
Yeah. What?
I thought I was going to ask something. Nah.
Well, either way, like, I got on a train of thought is that, like, whenever you get to know someone just on a level slightly deeper than just, like, oh, this is like a person that I work with, or just someone that I see around at school all the time, and you get to know who they are, it stops becoming like they are this type of person, and they just become like a person. And so, like, I don't know, like, stereotypes exist.
I know.
But once you get to know a person well enough, like, you realize that, like, they're a person that also meets some of the stereotype traits.
Yeah.
But, like, that actual stereotype person doesn't exist.
Oh, that's complicated. in my head. I was just me trying to figure out how do you make a friend into a best friend? How can you connect with someone to the point where you can call them a best friend? Because I've been just throwing that word out as if it's nothing, and then not until recently until I realized what a true best friend is the type of person kind of like Jennifer, where no matter how long time has passed or will pass or has passed, whatever, that you're able to talk to them as if time hasn't really gone by.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's only 2-3 other people who have done that, but should they be considered as best friends, or just someone of a good friend that I just known for a while? So how would you classify as a best friend? What fits into that category for you?
For me, it's really someone who. So like, how does someone become a best friend as well? So like, experiences. You share in experiences, and just time. So like, I think that no matter what, if you spend enough time with another person, you're just gonna grow closer to them. You, like, yeah, there are some people that are, like, less compatible, but as long as an environment of, I don't know, that is at least not negative, over time, like, that sort of camaraderie occurs because it's like, hey, we shared in these experiences together.
Does it? I guess so. But I feel like sometimes the people you work with, I mean, you have to establish them as a friend first, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at work we spend hours with them, but even then, we don't really consider them as our best friends.
Yeah, but
it's odd.
But that's another layer, which is just like communicating, getting to know people, sharing, and like it's one thing to have an experience at the same time, but it's another thing to share in the experience.
Okay.
Because like whenever, I don't know if like marching band.
Oh my god.
So like there are people that we have played alongside in marching band that like I don't like everyone that I've been in marching band with. You don't have to like everyone. But the people that you end up liking and like connecting with are the people that you share those experiences with. And so
it helps.
I never really got to know like any of the flutes, for example. So like and I would never really spend a whole lot of time with the flute section, so like it would make sense that even though we have shared the same experiences, I have never shared in that experience with them.
That's true. It's kind of like, I miss that year where we were able to, when we went to St. Louis. You weren't there.
Yeah, that was probably your sophomore year.
It was my sophomore year when I first met Jennifer. We had so many shared experiences that experience is not what everyone experienced, but no, like, I'm pretty sure this audience kind of understands this, and you probably as well. It's being able to spend dinner with them, getting like to actually witness them eat something, and then complaining about it, or even as simple as just like cuddling on a bus.
Sure.
Oh, so sweet.
And that's sharing an experience with someone.
That was so nice. I miss cuddling so much. Except the one person destroyed that experience for me, and now it just scares me. I do miss high school exact memories, kind of, tiny bit.
Yeah,
because there's so many warm fuzzy feelings back in the day. Now it's so much more had to be politically correct. You have to really mind yourself, being more mature, become adults now.
Right. Things are simpler whenever you're in high school. You don't have to worry about like, I have to make the money so that I can not die.
Oh my gosh, your perspective on that is terrible. I don't have to even now I don't have to worry too much about that. It's just more of my social life is dying of what school has provided me over the years.
Well, you're also lucky enough to have a job that pays you well enough to where you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, yeah, I do.
I work 12 hours a week at minimum wage, and so that's not enough for me to survive anything. So,
12 hours a week. 12 hours. That's not a lot.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I spend so much time at school instead of like working,
That's
and
insane.
I work at school anyways, so I still have to worry about.
You're right.
I'm not saying that's like a bad thing for you to not worry about. I'm just saying that.
I mean, at least you may have some spending money to go out with friends. Does that count? Or do the things that you like.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, eventually it took me 24 years to get to where I am, and you're like...
I'm 21.
Yeah, you have 3 more years to figure that out until you get to where I am.
Right.
You're fine.
I'm also a musician, and my industry is either you make little to no money, and then there's a giant gap, and then you make millions of dollars.
We're gonna hope for that millions of dollars, and I'm gonna ride your private jet to your private island where I'm gonna spend time with you. I would not have
a private jet, or well, maybe a private island if I felt like it, but I don't think a private jet is necessary.
It's not, but you can always rent it from other companies. That's what I've heard.
Maybe a helicopter or something.
No, that's expensive. Why would you want a helicopter? Come on, you want to be able to travel
to a jet. I'm sure a helicopter is cheaper than a jet.
You would love to just fly to Venezuela or something.
Not
right now.
Not right now.
Okay, fine. Brazil. Okay, whatever country that you want to visit. Japan.
Sure, Japan's fine.
Oh God, I can't wait for my Japan trip with Jennifer and Samantha and the other person.
Yeah.
Good Lord, I'm so excited for that. I'm like saving all my money for that. One of these days you get to go, right? You're gonna go, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, right now I can't leave the country, but that's a different.
That's a whole different situation. Okay, but if you could,
yes,
and have the funds for it, you totally should go.
Yeah. But all of that to say is that the perspective and like what people worry about nowadays is different depending on their status. But either way, everyone still has to worry about like politics and economics and stuff because we're all affected by that stuff. And freaking hurricanes and crap.
Oh my God, that hurricane though.
All of them? All of the hurricanes?
It's insane. It's insane. I have no idea why there's so many hurricanes happening at once. I'm pretty sure there's... Okay, maybe I do. But for reals, though, it's insane. People... This is why I'm not going to move to Houston or Florida.
Right.
I'm just going to stay... I'm going to stay in Oklahoma. It's not bad. If I want to live somewhere, it'll probably be like Washington, Seattle, or Oregon.
Right. I'm hoping for California.
Ooh.
For myself and Sable. But I mean,
I'm visiting if you go.
Yeah, it's also very expensive.
I only want to visit. I want to go back to my first anime convention that I've ever went to, Anime Expo.
Oh, your first convention was Anime Expo?
Seriously,
that's setting the bar pretty high.
it was because one, I just came back from a trip from China because it was my first time going out of the country. When I landed in California, we were in delay. My cousins were there in California said, "Oh my God, hey, we have some passes that you guys can use and enter an anime convention." I looked at my sister and said, "Should we go?" And she's like, "Yeah, no, it'll be kind of cool. Let's see what this is like." Next thing you know, I just figured out that it was literally the largest anime convention in the United States.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is like extra. It was so cool. It was just packed with people.
Did you even watch anime at the time?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
Okay.
I was still packed full of it. And that's why I wish I had money at that point.
Right.
Because I would be so broke at that convention. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait. What were we talking about? I keep going off into tangents.
No, that's fine.
It's so bad.
Have you ever considered doing cosplay?
Yes, but I told someone I had to make some type of money first. Because if I'm going to cosplay, it's going to be something good where they look at me and say, and not just be like, oh, that's just a costume that he bought from someone else. I want to be able to buy the materials and make it. But I'm not going to be that type of person who enters contests. I just want to walk around in something that I enjoy. Such as, who was the character I wanted to be on? I think it was Log Horizon. it was that main character. I think his name was Shiro or something. That's how bad am I now. I totally forgot. But he's like this wizard thing that had an amazing staff. He dresses in like a flannel sweater with jeans and has a really cool looking cloak.
Well, I can teach you how to sew. If you don't already know how to sew.
No, I need a refreshing on that.
Right. Well, I know how to sew.
You do? Good Lord.
I mean, I cosplay.
See, I thought Sable was someone who did it or something like that.
I mean, Sable and I like can sew about as well as each other. Anyways,
God dang it.
so
okay.
Her probably more so just because she's done it more, and she's just better with her hands in general. But yeah, I know. So I enjoy it. I mean that's hand stitched.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Yes, so I might need to come to you because I'm pretty sure the next anime convention I want to go to. I don't know if it's going to be Tokyo and Tulsa or if it's going to be one in Akon, which is in Texas.
Akon's cool.
I haven't been to it. I haven't
been to Akon.
I've been dying to go.
Sable's been to Akon.
Jeez.
We're thinking that we're going to go to Anime Matsuri, which is in Austin.
Austin, Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fun place to be. Okay.
Right. As long as it's not flooded, but now it's not. But
no, hope not.
But yeah, I think the convention center's fine. But Matsuri is really cool. The convention center is huge and like, yeah.
Okay.
We don't know if we're like gonna do like a skit or something, but
you should do a skit again. I don't know if all your participants are gonna go though.
That's the hard part.
Yeah, because it's Austin for crying out loud. Yeah, I totally want to. Oh, maybe I should start making it now.
Yeah, I mean, because what happens, and every listener who is a cosplayer should know this by now. But what happens is you make a plan for a cosplay, right? You're like, when we do this, it's gonna be awesome. I have so much time ahead of time. And then, since you're just like, I have so much time, like, you just don't worry about it. And then, like, it's like a month or two before the convention.
That's not enough time.
Oh, I should probably finish the costume. And, like, you get started, but it's like, oh man, it's kind of a lot of work.
It is.
So, it gets to about, like, a week or two before the convention, and you're just like, now I just have to finish it. So,
yeah,
you like the night before or 2 nights before, you pull some all-nighters and you just keep sewing, and maybe not everything works, and you make some mistakes, and then you show up, and people are like, "You look so awesome." It's like, "Cool, thanks," and you just repeat that process every year.
Looks like someone's been procrastinating every year.
I mean, that's just like freaking everyone.
Jeez, no.
Until you actually like finish one, and then you're like, maybe I'll just wear this again the next time.
I will
and you
wear
don't have to
it
worry
again
about
next time. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I can, unless I have an extra closet. Maybe I'll just have a full of things. I just need to figure out material wise. Like right. I saw someone she had this weapon. It looks like shurikens or something, and I asked her, so how do you make that? She said it was wires and clay. What was it called? Clay plaster? No.
Yeah.
Molding clay. Yeah. What the hell that is called? I was like, oh,
let it harden and then you paint it.
I didn't know. I thought you had to do like some type of. Wow, I don't know my words right now. Where you do like glue and newspaper and stuff like.
Oh, paper mache.
Paper mache. I thought that's.
Bless you.
It's not the same basic concept, but except you have a layer of clay on top where you can shape it and mold it even further into a smoother shape.
Paper mache is generally just paper. And glue.
Yeah.
And then you paint it. But, like, people make stuff out of different stuff all the time. Like, I mean, again, a friend, it's a carpenter, just makes stuff out of wood. And, like, for a little while there, he would, like, make props for cosplays.
No.
And that was like his job for a little while. And yeah, he would just make props out of wood. And it's like fairly.
I'm so
like as far as like comparing to like making like shelves and like kitchen stuff, like counters and stuff like that, it's little bit less complicated, and so it's like.
What? Okay, when you say props and stuff, do you mean like stabs?
Like swords and staffs, stuff like that.
Totally commissioning. Who is this person's name?
His name's Ethan. He's been mentioned on the podcast before.
Oh my good lord. Hey Ethan, if you're listening to this, you better hook me up, because I'm totally buying something from you. He did not!
Yeah, he made the 2 things over there. There's, I have,
of course, it's a
katana from Bleach. It's Ichigo's Bankai.
And of course,
Sokka's Boomerang.
Freaking
Avatar.
from Last Airbender. oh my lord. Yes. You and your hookups and connections. Totally utilizing it. Is my dream as a cosplayer is now being realized. Because my friends, like you, Santiago, and other people like Ron, she's the one who, oh y'all are cosplaying. I'm here to dress up as a normal person. I'm like, what am I doing with my life? The biggest thing I did was, wear a little Pikachu hat, and I was like, oh, whatever. I want to actually cosplay as something.
Yeah, let's go for it.
I know, I need to.
And I mean, like, the more that we do it, the more that we learn about stuff. But I mean, like, kind of each new costume is its own struggle. So
exactly.
I mean, I have like, so there's like a fur vest thing that I just like keep just like pushing aside and get very annoyed with because Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon, like it's a super simple costume, but like this giant fur vest thing sitting in my closet. It's very annoying.
Time to dress up as something from Game of Thrones then.
Yeah, well, I don't watch Game of Thrones. That's fine.
Oh, come on, it's so good.
Yeah, well,
I know it's very.
If you want it, then that's fine.
No, I don't want it. It's totally okay. I did ask my coworker, like, hey, what if I dress up as one of the winter get-ups in Game of Thrones? How would you feel? And she's like, I would leave. That's what she would say.
Well, I mean, like doing it in an environment where you have to like clean people's mouths and stuff is not.
No, just walking in with my winter coat, like.
Oh, okay.
Hello, it's like looks like armor with like fur and a cape and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
How terrible would that be?
It'd be very heavy.
It would be very terrible. I wouldn't know how to drive.
I don't know if you've given some cosplays. So I was Noctis before Final Fantasy 15 came out.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a different costume design because they didn't know how to make that game. They still kind of didn't. And so they like pre-released some trailers and stuff, and so I did the costume from like the pre-release trailers, and he has this like big long like leather jacket thing.
Leather is hard to sell. I don't know how you did it.
Like we didn't end up doing leather. It's like a fake leather sort of thing, but because it's still like cloth-y, and it just has like a texture on top of it, but it's still real hot. And even though it was like a short sleeve thing, like it's real hot.
Okay, like it's hot. She just in summer in general is hot.
Yeah, like Tokyo and Tulsa during the summer in Oklahoma, so like it gets hot.
Good lord! I just realized that in the get up I want to do is wearing a freaking 1-inch flannel sweater.
Right. Oh.
I'm going to be inside the entire time.
Just keep that in mind. You structure your costumes to fit like the weather of the time that you're going to be at that convention. Or the place. Because if you're going to go to like Anime Expo, then like it doesn't matter what time of the year it is. You're always going to be doing a summer cosplay.
Yeah. Dang. No, I'll just be inside the entire time.
Right.
And I'm going outside and be like, I'll have an extra layer on me. Nope. Okay. I'm just happy the cosplay I'm going into doesn't have that much like makeup demand or at all.
Right.
Which is the one thing I'm going for.
Well, I mean, I don't do any makeup myself.
No, you just do your little eye contact thing.
Yeah, well.
Which is cool. I don't trust anyone, though. In my eyes.
But, like, I guess I probably should if I'm going to do, like, drag at some point. Because that'll be a lot of fun.
Really gonna do drag?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I need to be here for this. You better freaking call me up.
Yeah. More for, like, the performance aspect of it. Like, I'm not
You're gonna perform?
Yeah.
Where?
Like, I don't know. Oh, so a while ago, on the podcast I had like 5 drag queens in my room. It was very gay.
Who were they?
Jexa Renee Vandekamp, Alana Vagine, Ariel Alice, Crystal Beth, and who am I missing? I'm so sorry, who am I missing? Oh, Kinsey Scale.
I wish I knew one of them.
They're mostly like Norman.
Yeah, like there was one.
Did you ever go to because the group is House Down Productions?
No, I mean there's only one drag queen I kind of know, not really know, just know because of her name. Her name always
her whenever
drag.
Whenever you're referring to them in drag, then you say her. Whenever you're referring to the person out of drag.
Gotcha. Let's see if I can find them.
Pronouns are weird.
I think they go by Lane.
Yeah, that's a lot of Vagine.
Are you serious?
Lane is his first name.
Because he dated my ex, I believe, maybe. Actually, I don't even consider that as an ex. So we were just dating. I'm just gonna show you and see if you recognize it or not.
Right. Well, I know some.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Lane Alana Vagine Newport.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. I'm still bitter about that.
On the podcast.
That freaking really.
I can't remember what episode it was, but you can find that in the archive.
That's so cool. I'm totally watching it now.
Yeah.
It's weird how the connections came back around.
Yeah.
I feel bad about the relationship though. they were so cool. Not that I've ever met them, but they seem to make Todd very happy.
Yeah. Well, stuff happens. I don't know.
God, relationships are so hard to freaking maintain.
I was just keeping an eye on the time, but
yeah.
I guess we can like round back into like the gay community because I don't even like. So I know some drag queens and like one of my good friends is like put together House Down Productions. So like I'm also in his band, Lee. So that will be some news for later. But I've never been like involved in like the gay community in Oklahoma other than drag.
It's not that fun, is it? I mean, you can always visit that little strip. I think it's like 139th and
Paseo.
Not Paseo. I just call it
close to Paseo.
Is it? Yeah, I think it might be close to the Paseo. I don't know my locations or geography very well, but
or I must have it real wrong. But
let me think about this. Paseo's there. No, it's.
I don't know.
No, it's further away from the Paseo. You're talking about the Paseo Arch District?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's further away. I guess it's called the Neighborhood. It's like Pennsylvania and 39th Street. It's close enough. It's in the Asian district area.
Right.
Close to their uptown area. Visit there. There's, establishments that host
like drag and stuff going down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, what is it even like in Oklahoma? Because I think perhaps the perspective is different, like, especially if you consider places like San Francisco or something where it's just like unabashedly open, as opposed to in Oklahoma, a conservative Christian state where like people are genuinely persecuted over this stuff.
I mean, I don't know about the other areas, but I know in that little area, which I call the neighborhood, they're pretty accepting. Anyone who's in the uptown area is pretty accepting and very open about it. I mean, that community, I don't know very much. I mean, nothing was on the news. If anything as bad has happened, but a lot of people enjoyed, even those who are sexual or heterosexual. They all go and they have fun, and some of them say that it's even more fun than regular straight bars.
Right.
In clubs.
Yeah.
So I enjoy it, even if it's in a conservative state who don't condone the behavior. I mean, there are some who still enjoy that type of like fun, weird, different experience.
Yeah, and it's probably also like the fact that we live in the city.
Yeah,
like...
it helps. It's not like we're in Clinton. Not too bashed on because there's nothing wrong with Clinton. Just like a smaller town where everyone knows everyone. Pretty sure they've been raised in a different way of just not as open-minded as we talked before as everyone else in Oklahoma City, where it's a little bit more liberal.
Right.
Comparatively, I guess.
Yeah. Here's a weird sort of like, I guess I don't know. I don't mind being upfront about these things. Anyways, I mean, have you experienced prejudice either for being gay or being Asian?
Yeah.
Or more so in one direction than the other?
I feel like I've seen more of the prejudice against me being Asian than anything else. I don't think anyone has ever confronted me about the whole gay thing as much.
Which is good.
Which is fantastic.
I guess it says something about our culture now.
It's changing.
Yeah.
I think they see us more there, but it's harder for those who are like transgender. Like the situation. For the whole Asian thing, I mean, like just recently, these group of guys said, "Oh my God, look at those linglings sitting there having a conversation." I'm just like, "Oh, okay."
Wow.
Man, even now, seriously. And they were only like 16, 15. They're in their teen years. That's what I kind of predicted as, or assumed they were.
Yeah. Weird.
And plus, I mean, they don't really confront me with the gay thing because I'm pretty sure that they are themselves feel uncomfortable talking about that type of topic anyways, so that they just leave it as it is.
Right.
And we're more willing to talk about racial topics.
Plus, it's more like, clear and apparent.
Yeah.
You can't obviously tell if a person is gay unless they're like
ooh, upfront about it. Like, ooh, hello.
Wearing like fishnets and rainbow and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like on like, unless it's gay pride and like more people are wearing that, but if you're wearing that and then it's not, then like, yeah, that person is very clearly gay. But it's kind of something else about like the certain communities tend to like isolate themselves.
Oh my God, don't even get me on that. That's absolutely terrible. Sorry, gay folks, but seriously, we're supposed to be the most open people in this world, but we are even more exclusive than I ever thought. Like, for example, when you're gay, you're trying to date someone.
Right.
We all have our preferences. Kind of like, I like someone who's taller than me, who's shorter than me, a particular race.
Sure.
Well, for the gay community, at least in Oklahoma, are very specific. They want someone who's fit, who shows signs of tonnage of their muscles and have no fat. So there's a thing about fat people. I'm sorry, or people who have a larger mass.
Sure.
They're called fatties.
Dang.
And they don't want fatties, quotation mark wise. They don't want anyone else that's a different race other than white. So like, they usually say no fatties, no Asians or no blacks, no Hispanics, Mexicans, however they want to say it. And there's one other thing that classifies I guess the biggest dividing line would be masculinity and femininity. The biggest thing is, no, I don't want anyone feminine. Weird, right?
Interesting.
So there are a lot of guys in Oklahoma who are saying like, I don't want to date someone who's feminine. I'm like, so, but you're gay?
Yeah.
It's like, please explain to me why. And they kind of go along the lines of, it's because I'm gay and I want to date a guy. And I guess the definition of a guy is being masculine.
Right.
So it's like if I want to date a guy who is feminine, I might as well date a girl, and that's their reasoning. I'm like that doesn't make this still
Not
no
really.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
They may so there are some people who do express it's in bits of femininity, and there are those who are like straight out,
Mm-hmm.
you know, super feminine.
Yeah.
I have qualities, but they're still a guy.
Right.
And that's whenever the exclusion starts happening. There's such a big weird dividing line. My favorite phrase so far is, I am white, I'm tall, I'm muscular, I'm athletic, and also smart. I want someone who's the same. I'm like, okay, so you want to date your twin or your brother.
Right.
Have fun with that.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. So I had this sort of hypothesis that a lot of divisions actually more stem from like where like the real power in society is, which is with money. And so that someone who is masculine and white and fit and whatever, it says a lot about like how much money they have or how much they are winning in society.
Yeah. Them in their privilege.
Right.
Power.
And which isn't to say that like every like wealthy white person is like evil or whatever, but that society tends to prefer that because everything sort of indicates these things. And so like if you have more money, you're winning. And so if you're white, like white people are the people who established the rule that if you have more money, you're winning. And so like they're the ones who tend to have more money.
Yeah.
And then like it was a little backwards back in the day because if you were like monarchy and stuff, then like you were able to have more food, and so like having a little bit of meat on your bones was like attractive because it indicates that you're wealthy and you don't do hard labor, so like you're able to sit around and eat food. Nowadays it's the inverse. It's like, oh, you have enough money to eat healthy and you have enough time to go and work out and like take care of your body instead of like, oh, I have to do all this work, I don't have time to like make a healthy dinner, I don't have money to make a healthy dinner, and so like I'll eat at McDonald's and I don't have time to like exercise, so I'll just continue sitting at like a desk job or something. And so like less wealthy people, more overweight, and then the lines that are drawn, so like with black people, like, oh, they were once slaves, and so like they didn't have money because once they were freed, they weren't in positions to obtain more money, whereas the white people were already in power, and so they already had money. So the racial line comes from like money much more so, and just the in-group of like, these are the people like us, and we're going to hoard the money and with the people like us.
True.
And then
it's just so superficial, though. I mean, even because like there are those who are of a different race and they're successful and have money.
Right.
It's just how the Western Hemisphere defines beauty, because we're so used to seeing white people in their structures of their face, their physical appearances, that we see that type of person as beautiful and pretty, and at that point we start associating those we like with that type of beauty. Maybe that's where our preferences in the gaming community may have come from. I don't know. It annoys me, and I also don't want to be sexualized. It's like, ooh, Asian, please talk to me. I really like Asians. I'm like, can you not like me as a person? I work. I'm a geek.
Yeah, there's a lot more to you than just being Asian.
I guess I have a culture that's a little different, but not that much. It doesn't define me.
Exactly.
It's annoying. You would think us wanting to be inclusive with the other folks, we ourselves are exclusive.
Yeah. And my guess as to why that would be is that like, it's already difficult enough for gay people to be accepted in general. And so, like, the first gay people to be accepted were white people. Because it's like, well, white people aren't as sure about gay people, but at least they're white. And so, like, white gay people are still higher than, like black people or black gay people or whatever. And so it's like, it's easier to accept a white gay person.
I can see. Very much so. Oh,
again, hypotheses, but...
no, I will accept that hypothesis. It helps if you're right.
Right.
What a fun day and age for being gay. It also doesn't help with females as well. Lesbians wise.
Yeah.
I mean, man, numbers are very small. Because like my friend always struggled with trying to find a partner for herself. And there's just not that many who are open and available, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't say too much about the whole lesbian thing.
Right.
That would have to be asked for someone else. I just understand that I have my troubles trying to find someone because it's like, do you like me for a certain thing or do you not like me? And there's so many of those who just say, I have a preference. I want someone who's masculine and white or just masculine and fit and knows what they're doing. And even then, it's like, so what is your definition of those meanings?
Right.
It's like so relative to who you define it as.
Yeah, and if you like get to know a person anyways, outside of their just like who they are outwardly, you might get to know a person that you actually really enjoy, even if it's like, oh, they're shorter than I would like, or they're like not the skin color that I prefer, or like they're a little bit more of a weight than I would prefer, but like you end up being like, I actually really like this person as a person rather than just the things that they look like.
Yeah. Also, I laugh a little bit because whenever I was dating the guys I dated, I just like them as a thing. Because when I show people the pictures, they're like, oh, cool. They're okay.
Right.
It says a lot about me. I don't know either, or my low standards.
But is it even really low standards, or is it just like you're just like more accepting of people?
Maybe. And that's what I like to think. It's always a struggle though. Having to have what you have, long-term relationship-wise, it's difficult. I don't know. Even I'm trying to figure that out. Like how do they make it possible? Because
patience and communication. Mostly. Communication first and foremost. Like, well, obviously first and foremost, love. Love for each other, love for the things that we like and that the other likes, or at least some form of respect. And like, but then like communication that like, I'm upset either at you or about something. And if you make that clear, then it makes it better for the other to understand each other.
No. It's just, I can't get over this.
And sometimes, if, like, you don't want to communicate that, maybe you should just communicate that and say, I don't want to talk about it right now. Maybe later whenever I've cooled off about it for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
That's what happened with my recent one. He was really good with communication. Like, hey guys, need to be left alone a little bit. We'll talk about this later. I'm like, okay. But the second to last one, oh my gosh, the obsession and infatuation is so high to the point where my friends thought it was insecurity. It was not. Got to the point where they, in my sleep had taken my finger, put on my phone to go through my phone, went to my laptop, memorize all my IDs and passwords, through all my accounts, social media accounts, knew my social security number somehow, knew my Apple and iTunes and stuff, and ended up saying that he tracked me throughout the day. And also, it doesn't help that they also admitted that they cheated 4 times. So that's always wonderful. And even till this day, starts spreading really weird lies how I was the one who cheated. No, I'm a very loyal person. And apparently that I was trying to make him lose weight, even though I didn't care. I like a bit of squish.
Yeah.
There is such a nice pillow too. It's so much better to hug someone.
Yeah. Well, like you said earlier, like cuddling is nice. So like whatever.
Nice. It's still so traumatizing though.
It's also very important to be able to acknowledge, like, certain red flags.
I was so oblivious. I didn't see the red flag. My friend. Okay, friends, you're fantastic. I understand what you're trying to help me with, but what you guys thought was insecurities was my red flags. But thanks for helping me push on.
Right. And sometimes a friend does need to step in and be like, "Are you aware that like this is a gigantic problem? Because this is a gigantic problem."
Oh.
But a lot of times people like treat this stuff as like, oh, well, it's none of my business. Like that's just their thing. So I'll just let them like do them or whatever. But like, if you care about your friend enough, like you should be like, hey, this kind of looks like an abusive relationship. Maybe they shouldn't like. Or, stuff like that.
I love those friends. I have those friends. And they're the one who thought that my boyfriend was insecure. So I was like, okay, let me work on this.
Yeah.
It's better than those, as you said, the other one.
Where they're just not willing to
not saying
get
anything.
into it.
That's where they're just normal friends and not like, good best friends.
Exactly.
They're not willing to give it to you straight.
Right. And then if someone does become dangerous, you do want to make sure that you get out of there as soon as possible.
Yeah, they even still torture me today.
Yeah. And so,
like, I felt bad for that my ex's recent boyfriend that they broke up with. Apparently, he went through a traumatic experience. I ended up meeting with him and whatnot. And even then, because my ex had a friend who lives close by me, there's one time he just had, like, harassing me with questions. Like, it's like, so you want a monogamous relationship, right? Laugh. I was like, why are you saying it like that?
Yeah.
Like, of course I do. And he's just making it assume that why would I want a monogamous relationship whenever I couldn't maintain or can't even keep it in my pants? I'm like, wait, no. Like, do you not realize or believe that he's the one who cheated on me? Mm-hmm. Freaking God, I have a recording of him saying that.
Yeah.
So, this dating world is not for me. I should just be a hermit forever.
No, it's not true. There's what's the world population now?
Like 7 billion.
7.5?
Is it
7.5?
That's insane.
7.5 billion people. I promise you that there is at least one person that you are compatible with.
It's too bad that we're not. I wouldn't, in a lifetime, would not be able to meet that many people anyways. But it also helps you to, go out into the world and actually start talking to people.
Right.
I'm just living in this modern age where it's terrifying to talk to someone in person at a bar versus a dating app.
Right.
Which is weird. I was like, dude, if you're able to send me a dick pic, be willing to see me in person.
Right.
It's like, you have no balls.
Right.
to send that. You should have them
also
say, hey, meet with me.
Regardless of gay or not, nobody wants to see your dick. Okay? No. Like, nobody asked for it. Don't send somebody your penis if nobody asked for it. Like,
has someone asked?
No, nobody. I don't know of anyone who has ever asked someone to send them a picture of their penis.
Okay. I was like, I wonder if has anyone sent them one to you?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say, I'm just
saying
this is for San experience.
This is something that like women experience all the time. It's just unsolicited dick pics.
So weird.
Which is, no one wants to see your penis. Okay, like
not pretty.
And I mean, I'm heterosexual. I don't know how it is for a gay person, but like dicks are gross.
The same thing.
Yeah, dicks are gross. Stop it.
I mean, there's sometimes I'm like, okay, sure. Dick pics.
Right. Other than that, I mean, this is something that last point, I think we talked long enough, but I think that someone like you, or just someone who is a good person in general,
Thinking about a good person.
You're a good person, David.
Oh my god.
Is able to get anyone that they want. And what that means is not necessarily that, like, you could just be like, oh, I want Brad Pitt. And I'm able to get Brad Pitt.
Oh my god.
It's like, no, it's more that, like, anyone who you would be able to interact with and enjoy the interaction and they be attracted to you is someone that you would want to be with.
I know.
And so you can get anyone you want. And I think most people can get anyone that they want. Because if you interact with someone who's like, oh, I don't date Asians or whatever, and it's like, you don't want to be with that person anyways.
No.
So you don't need to, like, be with them.
No.
So you can get anyone you want. Anyone can get anyone that they want.
You just gotta strive for it.
Right. And you
just
gotta get to know people and share experiences with them. That's kind of what the dating game is.
Yeah, and then, if you keep striving and they don't want it, you better stop striving for reals though.
And make that clear.
It's like, hey, don't like you, stop. I'll be your friend though. Even though they don't want friends.
And, consent is an important thing. Not even just in, like, sexual ways, but just, like, consenting to a dick pic or consenting to just an interaction. And it's just, like, if someone shows up at your house and is like, I did not consent to this and I did not have this in my plan for the day, so, like, can you not... not that this has happened to me, I'm just saying, hypothetically.
It has! It is.
Okay, it's yeah, and so...
It's like... I'm not opening the door.
Right. Making things clear in that way is very important to respect people and respect their privacy and their time and
body.
Yes.
Like, even if you're in a relationship, you still have to consent.
Yes. You still have to consent.
Yeah, you don't own my body, so stop touching me.
Yes.
Please.
So, always make sure to ask. Always make clear your terms and say, like, hey, I'm looking for a monogamous relationship, and so that's, here are the rules and the outlines that I would like to have for our relationship. And if you don't like that, then, it's fine if we don't have a relationship then.
Exactly. Oh, God. Lord.
But you do have to make sure to make that clear in the beginning so that no, like, miscommunication happens later and goes. So this isn't something that happened relationship-wise to me, but something, I guess, like, business-wise.
I should probably make clear with that one person. It's harder to tell someone, hey, I don't want to be like that when they're, like, a friend.
No,
I was like, how do you not understand? Like, I
you just make that clear and then repeatedly. Probably over time they will get that message.
That's intense.
But quick story. Something that happened with me is I put out on this, like, neighborhood local, like, social media thing about, like, hey, I can give, like, beginner guitar lessons or bass or maybe some piano, like, very beginner piano. And so someone contacted me about, like, having their kid have lessons.
Yeah.
So I did. We did a few lessons of guitar, but I did make it clear that, like, on the post itself, it's like, hey, it's $20 per lesson.
Yeah.
Which is cheap. Like, that's very cheap.
It is. It is.
But so this person, the father, assumed that meant, for whatever reason, it was $20, like, per month.
No.
And so I, like, had to make it clear that, like, hey, you didn't pay me for last week's lesson, so I want to let you know that you owe me for last week's lesson. And he was like, oh, I think we had a miscommunication about that. And I was like, no, there's no way that could have been miscommunicated. The original post said that it was $20 per lesson. I did not make that hazy at all. And he never responded, and I've never seen him again.
Oh. Oh my goodness.
So this person still owes me money, but that's fine. It's just $20 because I'm cheap.
Oh, wait, was it just 2 lessons?
It was, I gave them 3 lessons. So the first lesson
It's like
paid me 40.
40.
So, like, that lesson and the next lesson.
Wow.
And after that lesson, like, the third lesson, and then we were going to have another one after that, or I think we did have another one after that. And I was like, hey, you didn't pay me for the week before. And then just never got back to me.
Okay.
Ever. So this isn't to, like, trash a person. I haven't said any names or anything.
No.
But I do want to make clear that, like, you know, I did make my terms clear.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was in bold, too.
It wasn't in bold, but it was there. And whenever you see a dollar sign, that kind of indicates a dollar sign.
Someone's just mistaking that as...
Right.
Pay me every lesson, come on.
Right.
It's not that hard to understand.
Yeah,
unless you just didn't take English.
Yeah, so, I mean, he was Asian, but he's not, like, he wasn't, like...
Damn. Shame on you. Shame on that person, sorry. That's what I'm saying.
But, anyways,
it's okay to be bitter.
No, I'm not, like... I just think, like, he was confused and stressed, and he had, like, another kid, and it's fine, like...
It's $20. It's like buying, like, yourself a meal. He could fork it up. It's not that bad.
It's an expensive meal, but, $20? Like, you can go to Subway and get, like, a footlong for $7.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm cheap, David.
I'm just kind of cheap. Okay, I tend to pay for the other person's meal, so...
Right.
And I'm used to seeing more than $20. But no, I do tend to, you know, I like my Subway. Even though that's like one of the higher upper for the fast food restaurants and stuff.
Yeah,
where it's like $7. I mean, you can go to McDonald's and have a full meal for like $4.
Right.
Or $3.
But
that's McDonald's.
Don't do that to yourself.
Don't.
My last question that I normally ask at the end of the second one. Sometimes I forget, but now I'm not.
Yeah.
What's something that you've been watching or listening to or...
Oh my god, I just like...
Playing video games or whatever that you want other people to know about, that you're excited about.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, I'm still currently playing Diablo 3. So it's really cool to play Necromancer now. But because of my room setup, it's... Because I'm temporarily living with my sister, it's hard to play sitting on my bed. So I'm going to wait a little longer until I move into a different house to play that again. I'll also play League of Legends. Because I'm like... Really?
You're degenerate and, you know, enjoy cancerous communities.
Yeah, it's so trolly. I tried to be that one person who just say, it's okay, guys. Just keep pushing on. We're going to win. They're like, no, you're all bunches of shitheads.
Yeah, you know.
Peep heads. And I watched over like 150 to 200 enemies so far, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm an avid watcher. Right now, I'm rewatching an anime I really, really like. It's called... I can't pronounce it well. Nisekoi. It's hilarious. I think it's spelled as Nisekoi. Definitely watch it. It's worth the watch. It's just so cute. It's like a little slice of life with a bit of comedy into it. It's so cute.
Yeah. Music or anything?
Music? I mean, I'm more mainstream, so it doesn't matter what music. I mean, you guys listen to all the time on the radio, so it doesn't matter to me.
Enjoy a hot new Taylor Swift single, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy that. Maybe a Sia single.
I don't even listen to the radio. I don't know. I haven't even heard that song. I
should probably download Drip. Hey guys, download his track. It's fantastic.
Oh, have you even listened to it?
I just want to purchase it whenever you do something. You just gotta tell me so I can put it on my phone and listen to it whenever I'm driving 30 minutes to work. It'll be my relaxing time.
Right.
In the face of crazy drivers. What else is there? I don't know. I mean, I just watched Rick and Morty. Oh my god, the show is so
I haven't
insane.
caught up yet. What have I been? I've been listening to Clipping.
Clipping?
Rap group, kind of noise rap. It's kind of crazy.
Pretty sure it is.
It's really cool though. Their most recent album came out last year, and it's a Afrofuturist sci-fi concept.
That's the most confusing mix of stuff I've ever heard.
Tells the story of a escaped slave on a spaceship, and the onboard AI falls in love with him.
Oh my god, like I Wally all over again. Oh, Wally.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah. And then Death Grips, which is another noise rap group that I've been listening to.
I think I'm slowly remembering your taste of music.
No, I mean that's a weirder range of things that I've been listening to.
I think we talked about your choice of music back in high school.
Yeah.
And it was still
it's different now.
Like,
I mean, I still listen to things, but anyways.
you and your.
And then I'm about done with One Punch Man.
Oh my gosh! Such a outrageous thing.
I know, it's great.
I love it. I'm reading the manga for it, and so
yeah.
I can't wait for it. I think the second season is coming out
sometime soon. Yeah.
Oh, have you ever watched No Game No Life?
No, I haven't.
What about Mob?
I
Psycho
don't watch
Mob
that
100.
much anime.
No! Good lord. Okay. Dang.
Yeah, I'm sure you can introduce me to some good things, but
Nah.
I'm sure people are tired of my yammering.
Yeah.
David, thank you for doing this with me.
No, Santiago is beautiful, guys. Keep listening to him.
I appreciate you, David. You're one of my favorite people. And yeah, I'm Santiago Ramones.
And I'm David Wynn.
You can find all the things that I do on my website, santiagoramones.com. You can find the music that I make. You can download Red. It's based off a video game called Transistor. It's a cool thing. It has the stamp of approval, I guess, from the composer himself that did the music for it. And he said, good work. It definitely has a transistor vibe or something like that. I didn't quote that correctly. But yeah, you can listen to that. You can pay $0 or you can pay however many more dollars that you want. I don't know. Please don't do something crazy with how much money you're dumping into that. But I guess I have a virtual tip jar that anyone can just make me a millionaire, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
I need one of those.
You just put something on Bandcamp. It's easy.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah, I just have a PayPal, and then you have to pay taxes on that mess. But only if it exceeds a certain amount.
It's okay.
Learn about taxes.
Taxes are insane.
Anyways, you can find all my stuff on my website, santiagoramones.com. I always end my podcast with my 3 things shape my life philosophy. Those 3 things are: love never fails, it's going to be okay, I might be wrong.